welcome back everyone, welcome back to another week, another edition of the ESL Open Cup Americas number 211. I'm of course your ZvP, and with me I'm joined by the lovely people in the chat. Welcome everyone, welcome. Shout out to, I see Kalasi in the chat, Babylings as well, Psycons, welcome. Hope you're all having a great day. I apologize for the stream going live a little bit late, but we have arrived, we're here, and we are diving into game number 1, and spawning in the top left hand corner of Oceanborn we have our red Chinese Protoss player. It is XingMing. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner we have the South Korean Zerg. We have the South Korean Zerg player going for a 12 pool, representing his new team Hyper 1. It is threepoint. Here we go. Again, threepoint recently, or I should say Hyper 1 recently picked up a bunch of players. Recently doesn't just house Honmono, but has also picked up threepoint as well. Threepoint, for those who are maybe unfamiliar, is an up-and-coming South Korean Zerg player. Has been on the rise for the past couple of years, basically ever since the COVID era of StarCraft. We're pulling the boys! And threepoint, similarly to Honmono, is a very aggressive player. He's very aggressive, very cheesy, very all-in, and here we go. The boys are being pulled. Probe Scout is going to be coming in, and we missed the boys! We missed the drones. Probe Scout going to be slipping behind the mineral line here. Lings are already on the way. The probe is going to confirm. Hold up, where are the drones? Where have they gone? What's happening? And we need to wall off. Oh boy, hopefully we can piece this together here as we do throw down that probe. We should be trying to wall off here, and it looks like, oh, we do wall off just in time. Drones have arrived. We're going to be focusing down that gateway. The first gateway is chronoing out a Zealot as we speak, taking a lot of damage, but the Zealot should come out in time. Zealot is going to be on the way. Likewise, behind this, Lings are arriving as well, and one Zealot is not going to be enough, but by the way, we're going to have to pull the boys. Boys will have to be pulled here if we want to try to hold on. The Zealot actually being forced back further into the main, and we have a secondary wall. We have another wall off behind this. Lings, they have arrived, focusing down that second gateway. And again, these gateways are going to be going down. We can't warp anything in. There's no warp gates. Even though we're on a bit of a timer, there's nothing else to work with. There's only that one Zealot. Only one Zealot for XingMing. First gateway goes down, second gateway goes down. There are no gateways left here for the Protoss player. There's one more gateway on the way. The drone drilling here on the pylon. Very nicely done. The pylon is taking a lot of damage. And again, even if this gateway finishes, it takes so long to make a unit. As we're on top of everything here. And slowly but surely, yeah, these buildings are falling. We have a Stargate in the main base, but this is a late Stargate, late shield battery. And we're breaking through. We are breaking on through here, focusing down the wall off first. The drones, they're coming back home. The drones, they're racing back home here as threepoint will securely kill everything at the natural. The pylons, the gateways, the cyber core. We ignore the gateway. We dive into the main base where there is some site defense. There is a shield battery. We can go straight for the production. The boys have to be pulled. The probes are being pulled here. We have one Zealot to defend. And there are so many Lings. How many? 16. 16 Lings here. Already out. We go straight for that Stargate. We can't afford to lose it. Not the Stargate. Not like this. Lings are going hand on the Zealot. Nice use of the shield battery. Gonna be able to top them up. Two probes go down. Oh, it's gonna go down. We have the overcharge. Overcharge barely does keep it alive. But there are so many Lings, and we do get a surround. No shot. The surround on the Zealot. That was the only unit. That was the only unit we had left, and now there is nothing. Only probes against 11 Lings. And the SimCity working against XingMing here as we can dive on top of the Stargate itself. Oracle is on the way. But we focus on every single probe. And this 12 pull has snowballed out of control here. 13 probes go down. How many left? The 13. 13 workers remaining here. Oracle's being chronoed as we speak. And again, really nice control there out of threepoint, getting another extra pair of probes. And as the dust does settle, we have 11 workers here as opposed to the 19 of threepoint. Queen has arrived. Spore Crawler's on the way. We have a second Spore Crawler to waddle down to the low ground. Threepoint is perfectly fine, perfectly safe back at home. And XingMing has a lot of work to do. This Oracle has a lot of work to do, Papi. And I don't know if it really can. Can we cook? Can it cook? We have a gateway. We have a cyber core, second gateway as well. Oracle dips in, but again, we are in position. The Oracle finds no damage. We get eyes on the would-be natural base, and threepoint is happily mining here back at home. Happily mining. Oh boy. And from here, threepoint can chill. He can just chill out. He can just drone on up. He's fine. He's beautiful. Oracle tries to dive in, gets one worker kill, gets two. Oh, but takes a lot of hull damage. Oh, not quite worth it here. As we do head towards the low ground where the Spore is just now finishing up just in time. Ooh, the Force is back. Getting some extra hits in. Behind this, Adepts are on their way. We have one Adept zooming across the map. We are probing up as hard as we can. We've got 18 workers on one base economy. And again, threepoint, there's no rush. We can just calm things down, drone up, take our gases, work towards a lair, work towards link speed, get a third base. Like, we can just make queens and chill. Adept is going to be threatening a dive. But the Adepts won't quite make it in here as we do have to back off. Plenty of links in position. Now the question becomes from here, where exactly do we go? Do we go into a fast lair? We go into two-base muta? True, two-base muta wouldn't be too bad in this position. We could go into a Roach Warren, Link Speed, a Link Bane. We can rush into Hydras. Like, the world is threepoint's oyster. Like, he can legit do whatever the hell he wants from here. XingMing to come back. How do we approach this? I mean, investing into additional oracles could work, right? We could maybe try to overwhelm the queens and kill extra workers, but we have decided to only cut out one oracle. We have not made any further. No more oracles here for XingMing, just the one. Link speed is on the way. We are still, of course, mining gas, so we'll eventually get into lair production. We're droning our hearts out at the moment as well. Saturating our bases. Oh, we have a Void Ray on the we have a Void Ray on the way, which it'll help. We can shut down Overlords, and we could maybe try to get into double Stargate Void Ray. That is viable. True. It is going to be viable here as threepoint is getting across the map once again with his Lings. Thankfully, there is SimCity. There's a Wall Off, Adept, Shield Battery, Overcharge. We should be okay. Yeah, Lings, they confirm. Confirm the wall off, but we are going for a Bane bust. The purpose of this Bane Nest, I imagine, is to bust across the map. Oracle does get a couple of slow links. We gain some value. Quite a lot of value, actually. Oh my god, oh my god. That's going to be 10 link kills. It's a good stutter stepping here with the Oracle, but behind this, threepoint, he's going to be making more links. He's going for a double Evo Chamber. I assumed it was going to be for a Bane bust, but no. He is getting into upgrades. Double Evo Chamber for 1-1. Threepoint just, yeah, happily joining. No lair for the time being, just focusing on 1-1 upgrades. And there it is, second Stargate. It's going to be double Stargate Void Ray, Sky Toss. It's been a while since I've casted XingMing. I think the last time I casted him was the Atlanta qualifiers. And back then, I do want to say that he did rush into Sky Toss as well. I do recall that. +1 air attacks on the way. Lings should confirm. Oh, no, they won't. The Cybercore's in the main. Okay, we cannot scout. We got eyes on one Void Ray. Lair in production. I wouldn't be opposed to just blindly going Ling Bane Hydra. I do think that would be a wise choice here for threepoint, but we'll see what he invests in with that lair. As Lings go for a big dive, and they should force a cancel on the Nexus. Yeah, they get a full surround. Adepts are being focused on one after the other, and we should be able to break through. Every single Adept falls. And again, we're looking for that cancel. Up! We're going to get it. Yeah, there it is, the cancel on the third base. Second Void Ray does arrive. That is a big reveal. A big scout here with that second Void Ray. So threepoint should be aware that it's Sky Toss, or should be aware that we're just investing a little bit further. Yeah, there we go. He confirms. Overlord dives in, somehow avoids the Void Rays. I don't know how that happened. But the Overlord does get eyes on both Stargates and +1 air attack, which means Hydras should soon be on the way. There it is. Additional gases. That's a third and fourth gas. Soon to be a fifth and sixth gas as well. We still have a massive amount of Link Bane. Baneling's at 1 link. There's not even Baneling speed, but we're 1 link in. And we're going to crash on into the Adepts. We break through. And we get into the middle line. GG gets called before we connect. And 3 points will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. A solid game there from threepoint. I say that, solid game after a 12 pool. It was a very committed build, 12 pool, drone pool at that from threepoint, and did end up getting far too much damage done early on. And alas, XingMing was just not able to recover from that point. Oh. As we are getting ready here for... Oh. As we are getting ready for our next game. Getting ready for game number 2. Looks like it's going to be on Golden Aura. That's going to be our map of choice. And again, threepoint, he's known for his aggression. To quickly go over him, because it's been a while since I've casted threepoint. But he's a Korean Zerg player. He kind of rose up alongside Honmono, Jinyo, Percival, and many of the other Korean up-and-coming players. And yeah, threepoint, he's hyper-aggressive. I think the interesting thing about threepoint is even though he's very cheesy and very aggressive, and I would call him the cheesiest Zerg player in Korea, cheesier than Dark, cheesier than Shin, is that he can play macro. He can actually play macro quite well, and it's interesting because we've seen him like get into the late game in ZvZ and ZvT, and he looks good. Like that's the thing. He actually has really good macro. But he just doesn't play it that often. I'm like, Papi, why? Just embrace it, Papi. It's good stuff. So yeah, it's interesting that like, you know, even if he's good at something, he doesn't play it. He just, you know, maybe enjoys something else more. He enjoys the aggression, the cheese, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. Oh. So yeah, it looks like threepoint needs a breakthrough. Looks like something has come up. Maybe I think he has to take a call or something along those lines. He's asking for a couple minutes. Asking for a couple of minutes before the next game. So we are more than willing to provide. Him a couple of minutes before we get into game number 2. Meanwhile, shout out to everyone in the chat. I say Fernanduk in the chat. We are back for another cast with No Sleeper, the old caster, the hope in the dark. Light VIP. Ah. Good morning, Papi. Good morning. I do my best. We are here. And yeah, there's kind of a lot going on at the moment as well. Of course, later on tonight, we're going to be covering and casting some other events. There is Masters Coliseum, of course, tonight. It's going to be a big cast. The playoffs are upon us. Day 1 of the playoffs is going to be later on tonight. We have Masters Coliseum for the entire week, actually. On top of that, tomorrow. It's tonight as well. I have to get some sleep. I have to get some sleep. After this, I'm going to bed. Later on tonight, in the middle of Masters Coliseum, Ducklings Showdown. Ducklings Showdown is going to be in the midst as well. So, the plan for tonight is I'm going to be casting Masters Coliseum for 2 hours, and then we switch over to the Ducklings Showdown, and we cast that for like maybe 3 hours, and then after that, we go back to Masters Coliseum. We can wrap that up as well. So, yeah, 3 broadcasts tonight. 3 broadcasts. Back to back. We'll get into it. Meanwhile, tomorrow and the day after is going to be just pure Masters Coliseum action. Interesting. So, I do need to make some time for replay casts, for viewer replays. I may delve into that on tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow and maybe the day after. I'll try and break up some of the replay casts. I have replays from people like ARJ Skater, Soundo, Frost, Night Phoenix as well. So we'll probably do some viewer replays before the Masters Coliseum coverage. Yeah, we'll probably have a couple of matches. We'll go over a couple of games, just so we can catch up, because they're being stockpiled. They're being stockpiled, so I have to get through them. What else do we have? Home Story Cup cast as well. That's going to be next week. It's going to be on the 1st. I was recommended, actually, to cast some ESL Open Cup Europe. We typically don't cover it, but yeah, apparently there was some really good matches a couple of hours ago. So maybe we can cast some of that on Thursday. I just cast more, Papi. Cast more. Yeah, maybe that'd be really good to have on Thursday or Friday before Masters Coliseum. So I'll think about it. We'll think about it. Meanwhile, looks like threepoint has returned, and we are diving into game number 2. It's here. Let's go. Vámonos. You make it sound like Dark and Hungmono can't play macro. True, true. Well, I mean, I was calling 3-point cheesier than them. I was saying that he's just hyper cheesy, but he's pretty good. He's good at the macro. And here we go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the red Protoss player. The red Protoss looking to fight back, looking to claw his way back into this. It is XingMing. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the purple Zerg, representing Team Hyper 1. It is 3-point. Going for a 15 hatch opener, but where are we going? Gold? Bappy? We're going for the gold. No shot. Are we? Hello, Monsieur Drone. We're going for a gas first. Okay, it's going to be a gas pool opener here at a 3-point. Drone is going to be kept here towards the left-hand side. Are we going for a proxy hatch? No, we're going for the gold base. He's killed the crab. No, get away, the crab. Oh my god, he was on the hunt. And he is going for the gold base. Okay, so it's going to be a very aggressive opener. So what I just said, with a gas first, fast link speed, fast baneliness, fast roach warren, aggression. But with a hidden base behind this of all things, Probe comes in for a scout. Gold is on the way. XingMing has no idea what's going on. He opens up 2 gates. Oh, okay, interesting. He's scouting, he's confirming. He did get eyes on the gas. Okay, he knows about the pool first. He knows about the faster gas geyser as well. So he responds by fully walling off back at home. This is a good reaction out of XingMing. And this is essentially a 12-pool reaction where he's just fully walling off and preparing himself, and it should be expanding behind this. So he will have a secure position back at home, but little does he know that 3-point isn't going all in. Isn't going all in. It is going to be expanding. Probe going to be knocked down. And we are being sent out. Oh my god. Meanwhile, here comes the main art. So the probe just died. The probe just died, which means we do not scout the transfer. And we are sending our drones towards the bottom left corner of the map, towards that gold base. And again, XingMing has no idea what is going on. Has no idea. Additional links are amassing. Link speed on the way. We are still not pulling out a gas, which means we can invest into a Baneliness or a Roach Warren. We do have the gas force. And there it is. We're going for an Evo chamber. 3-point. He has enough gas for melee. He can go into +1 melee from here. Very interesting. So mass ling melee here for 3-point, as he is going to be moving out. So he is avoiding the Adepts. Oh, which is a little bit of a double-edged sword. The Adepts, they have arrived, and 3-point doesn't have much at home to defend. Oh boy, there we go. He does pull back. Adepts, a shade into the main base. Drone's going to be going down, but we do get eyes on the lack of saturation. You must be wondering, wait, what's going on? Where are all the workers? What exactly has happened? As Adepts, they do manage to shade away just barely in time. Behind this, we have a Stargate follow-up. Adepts do get surrounded. Big catch. Both Adepts go down. 3 drones did fall. Link speed kicking in, and we are moving out across top. Adepts, they do get eyes on the gold base. And we deny a lot of mining. Links have arrived. We do not commit to the shade. So far, good scout here by XingMing. He does recognize, of course, that something was wrong. Forced to recall. But 3-point is now in control. He dealt with the first 2 Adepts. He now has control of his own gold base. Spores are on the way. Queens are on the way thereafter. +1 melee is in production for 3-point. And here we go. And from here, XingMing, how can he really punish this? He's going to try to, don't get me wrong, but we're going to have so many Lings out on the field to deny it. Not going for the Oracle, going for a Void Ray. Okay. Void Ray opener out of XingMing. And 3-point scouts. He goes in with the Overlord. He does confirm the Stargate, and he sees the Void Ray that's on the way. He's fully aware. Behind this, we can invest into a lair, into Hydras, for example. As the Lings, they do come across the Zealot, they get us around. Zealot is going to get shut down. The Zealot and, one of the Adepts as well. +1 melee still not quite done. He wants the Stalker. Doesn't get it. Barely doesn't get it. 3point's gonna be pulling back, still amassing more lings. Again, with +1 melee, we can surround this base, we can surround the nexus, we might be able to kill it. Might be able to force a cancel. It is gonna be close. Not too sure if we have enough lings though. And melee is done in 5 seconds. We are a little bit premature. One adept goes down. We have 4 more here in production, or 4 more in total. Yeah, the lings are being cleaned up. A bit of an anti-timing there, coming in too soon. As we're still amassing more lings, queens are on the way. Still no gas, so it's just pure ling queen. Just queens and lings. That's all we got. That's all we need. As of behind this, we do have a second Stargate on the way, getting into double Stargate Void Ray, I imagine. Mass Void Ray here out of XingMing. It's something that he tried to do in the previous game, and we'll see if he can get away with it this time, as he still needs his third base up and running. Still have our 1 Void Ray +1 air attack in production. Balian S is being thrown down, so we're going for a Bane Bust. Void Ray being dragged out of position. But we are amassing additional Void Rays. And this third base is getting up and running. XingMing, he's kind of securing himself here. He's building up towards an army. But again, Void Rays, their attack rate is so low. It takes so long to kill lings. And we still have so many of them. How many lings in total? 34. Soon to be 40. Queens are amassing. Creep is being spread. Behind the setups are going to be shading in. And we can focus down 1, 2 drones. Not bad. Getting 3 workers here in total, getting 4 even. But now threepoint, he can focus on his assault. What do we have to defend? We have 3 adepts, shield battery, overcharge, and 3 void rays. That's a pretty secure position. Again, these lings, they won't achieve too much. Not yet. Not without banelings. That's the thing. We need a wave of banelings, and we will soon get them. So just rallying more lings. Void Rays, they will get eyes on this. We'll force it back. Fleet Beacon. Fleet Beacon's on the way. Another Stargate as well. We're getting into Skytos. I kind of like this from threepoint. Like, he's intentionally dragging these Void Rays out of position, further and further away from the base. I wonder if it's intentional, if we do want to go for a counterattack. And whether or not we can break this. Yeah, here we go. Lings are coming in. Void Rays are going for a counterattack instead. How many queens? The queens, they do rotate over just in time. Good movement here out of threepoint. At the same time, Lings are getting across the map. Void Rays are revealed. Threepoint, he is ready for it. Oh! 1 queen goes down. We do miss a transfuse. His Banelings are on the way. And our goal here to get into the mineral line. Lair's about to finish. Carriers are on the way. We're rolling in. But we have Stalkers. We have plenty to warp in here. We will defend. The Banelings and will not connect. A bit of a haphazard attack there from threepoint. Now, remember, threepoint has a boosted economy because of the gold base, but these Void Rays, we're getting to critical mass. We're making 3 carriers at a time. Like the Skytos, it's getting a bit out of hand. And we still don't have any anti-air. There's still no hydrogen. I'm still waiting for it. Whether it's the hydrogen or the Spire, we need one of them. As threepoint is making Mass Queen. Still not taking any additional gases. He's going, like, he's got 2 gases. All right, there we go. Now a 3rd and 4th gas on the way. Late, though. Very late. Let's do go for a massive dive. Overcharges pops. Carriers are revealed. Do reveal our carriers. The Stalkers go down. We do barely break through despite the overcharge. Doesn't even matter. Void Rays, they get into the main base, and if they snipe this lair, no more tech. No more tech. We have to rely on only queens. Threepoint's in a bit of trouble. He is in trouble right now. This means that he's going to get punished so hard for not throwing down any tech. No Hydroden, no Spire. It's literally only queen. We do have 17 queens, but I'm not sure if I'm convinced. I don't know, Papi. I don't know. As we're building up more carriers. Like, queens can sustain themselves. This is true. We're even getting... we're throwing down a macro hatchery in between the bases. Threepoint's an animal. Like, mate, it was not an understatement when I said that he's He's the cheesiest Zerg player in South Korea, mate. He's the Zerg Hon Mono. He's Hung Point. He's oh god. And so here we go. Queens are amassing, waddling on forward. You know what I would love here, because we're mass droning? Spores. Like, we have no gas. Just throw down some spores as well. Unironically, it could be useful. Will be useful. As the dude busts on in, a shield battery goes down. Lings are stuck behind the queens. There we go. They do flood in. They flood into that third base. Meanwhile, here come the carriers. Queens are going down. The transfuses are a little bit lacking, but we will hold on. Well, as queens are falling left and right. And that mass carrier snowballing a bit out of control here. How many carriers? We have 6. And we just killed 7 queens. Sorry, 6 queens. 6 queens just went down. 100 links as well. threepoint just going mass link queen. Goal base going to be denied. It's going to be going down. Lings go for a big counter attack, but we have carriers to defend. The Lings, they're doing nothing. They do nothing here, and threepoint is sorry, XingMing, he's snowballing out of control. Threepoint, he's in a lot of trouble. Again, he tried to meme it up with just pure mineral based units, just pure queen and pure Ling, but it just doesn't scale well here. Doesn't scale well against the carriers. Base is going to be going down. We have some transfuse, but now we have no transfuse left. There's even more queens fall. The spores are putting in a lot of work. These 3 spores, they helped quite a bit. But XingMing is about to max out. Yeah, we got Storm on the way, potentially Archons. Right, Archons and Storms would be ideal here. We are up to 9 carriers. That's thing on the right hand side. But we're fully walling up. We're ready for a Link Blood. We're going to be able to break through. These are still only +1 melee, by the way. Only +1, not +2. Like, even the Links aren't that threatening. Yeah, the upgrades just aren't there. Protoss Hon Mono where? Who is the Protoss Hon Mono? SOS? Is it SOS? Hold on. I need to think about it. Who is the cheesiest Protoss player in Korea? Maybe Lunacy. Unironically. Like, Lunacy isn't as active as he used to be, unfortunately. I know he's focusing on his IRL job, but maybe Lunacy would be the cheesiest Protoss in South Korea? More so than SOS. SOS has a cheesy reputation from years gone by, but nowadays less so. I have to think about it. But tentatively, Lunacy. Tentatively. It's a mass carrier slipping into the main. Now we have some Spore Crawlers here in position. We have Infestors here for Microbial Shroud. We have many queens? We have 22 queens! Oh my god, it's just mass queen here against carrier. Microbial Shroud is thrown down. It will help a little bit. That's the carriers. They just avoid it. They just avoid the queens. They go for another base. See the chat. As they're focusing on even more of these hatcheries, one after the other, they do fall. We focus on another. That's going to be killed on a cancel. On another base. Oh, and even the infestors get focused down as well, and there's only so much these queens can do. Sure, they can live, they can survive because of Microbial Shroud, but they can't really kill anything. Yeah, the carriers are left untouched. Not a single carrier has died this game, and they're not gonna die. It's not gonna happen. And we're snowballing out of control here as we focus on the queen after queen. And XingMing will be tying this up. Will be headed to that ace match as there are 3 queens left, 2 queens left. GG gets pulled, and XingMing ties it up. GG. GG, well played. threepoint had a very stylish start to the game. I wasn't too convinced with the follow-up. threepoint, he just doubled down. He refused to tech up, refused to take gases. Fun fact. Fun fact. One of the other casters messaged me. One of the other casters messaged me. He was like, what's going on?" Like, he's like, is this normal? Is this what happened in game 1? I'm like, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Kinda. I was like, he 12 pool drone pooled, and he's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, makes sense. Does make sense. Here we go. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Hecate, we have our red Protoss player here. We have our Chinese Protoss tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is XingMing. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, going for another 12 pool, we have our purple Zerg player representing Team Hyper 1. It is threepoint. The 12 pool is upon us once again. Again, rush distance by ground and Hecate is actually quite short. It's very short here on this map. So a 12 pool drone pool would make sense. We did pull the boys in game 1. Do we pull the boys here in game number 2 though? 12 pool doesn't have to be all in. You can expand behind it. And oh, where are we going? We are expanding, but not back at home across the map. This is going to be a 12 pool proxy hatch. 3-point doubling down here. Now he does have his drone rally towards the third base location. He can either proxy hatch outside the base or as a part of the wall, and it should be a wall. It should be here to wall off, to reduce surface area on this gateway, to expose it, to make it that much more vulnerable. Drone is coming in. Probe is in position. Up. Is in position. Throws down the gateway. Drone has arrived. We will soon have money for that hatchery, and up. We do throw it down. Hatchery is on the way. Again, this gateway is that much more exposed as a result. Just creating some SimCity here. Lings are coming across the map. Forge on the way. I do appreciate the cancel there. Oh, we're going for the spine though. The cancel into the spine crawler. With this Forge, we gain access to cannons. Gain access to, of course, shield batteries, even without it. Lings are slipping in, and we do dive on top of that gateway, but the Zealot does arrive. The surround. Zealot are stuck on the other side of the wall. Big hits coming in. Zealot taking a lot of damage. Oh my god. As we do nibble away at that Zealot. Gateway taking a lot of hits as well. We do manage to pick off one of those Lings. Spine Crawler has completed, and we can just focus on the Zealot. It will fall. Gets one more Ling in the process. Cannons on the way, but the gateway, it's going to go down. The Adept comes out just in time. So close. So close. We get surrounded. The Adept does get surrounded, gets shut down. No more production, no more gateway, no nothing. There's nothing here. We take control of the natural base, and XingMing now throws down a Stargate, but this Stargate is too late. It is too late. 3-point, he slips in, and there's only workers to defend. The dirt drill. The drill here past the Lings. But it's still a bad fight to take here. So many probes go down. And we still have additional Lings on the low ground. We depower everything. Spike Roll, it's got to waddle back home. It's waddling back home. We focus on the Cybercore. Honestly, we can focus on the Stargate. GG gets called. There's nothing else left, and 3-point will take the series at 2-1. GG. GG, well played. 3-point will take it in the end. Congratulations. Congratulations. GG. We'll report the score. But yeah, you know, that's kind of the games that we expect out of 3-point. And just to reiterate, 3-point, he is hyper aggressive. He's the cheesiest Zerg player in South Korea. He can play macro. He's good at macro. Maybe he just doesn't like it. Maybe he just doesn't enjoy it too much. He can play standard and macro is what I should say. But does avoid that for the most part. And with that, congratulations. 3-point advances on into the next round to face off against his next opponent. And who will that be? Is the question. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Because we will be following 3-point into his next series where he already has his next opponent. We'll just message him. Oh, this is gonna get wild. This is gonna get rowdy. Oh god.